If you've ever tried to read the Bible and thought, I don't really get it, or I can't see how this is relevant to our lives, or maybe you read the Bible regularly, but you think, I just don't see how this all fits together, you're not alone. And the good news is that Jesus gives us the bigger picture. And without the bigger picture, it's really hard to get anything out of our Bible reading. Well, on the day that Jesus rose from the dead, two discouraged disciples were walking away from Jerusalem. They're discouraged because in their reading of the Bible, the Messiah, the Christ, is not supposed to die. And they thought Jesus had been the Messiah. Christ comes alongside them. At first, they don't recognize him. And he basically says, your problem is that you're missing the point of the whole story of the Bible. Then he walks them through the scripture, showing them how the scriptures point to him, to his death, and to his resurrection. The story is like a jigsaw puzzle, but as they were putting it together, they were missing the picture on the box. Jesus is saying that the Bible isn't a random collection of religious writings. It's one story with Jesus at the center of that story. So this is a Bible reading plan, but not the kind where you read every passage from the whole Bible in a year. Instead, we're going to start at the very beginning and work our way to the end, reading key passages. Now, something that'll be very helpful for you is if you sign up for some bonus materials and email reminders, you can go to BibleStoryGuides.com. That's BibleStoryGuides.com and sign up for the bonus materials and email reminders. In this plan, we're going to cover every major person and event. We're going to gain a framework also that shows you how it all fits together. Sometimes we fail to complete Bible reading plans because they're long and they're hard. But a hidden issue is that it feels random because we don't have the storyline. We're lacking the picture on the box. Reading the Bible without a framework can actually be counterproductive. Not because scripture is deficient in any way, but because without the storyline or the storyline, you end up collecting fragments, and they're fragments that you don't really understand. You need a mental model, a simple framework that helps you organize what you're reading so that you can understand it, learn from it, and retain it. That's what we're doing here. So if you've felt discouraged, you probably just weren't handed a simple map. Here's why this Bible reading plan is one you'll finish. It's a doable, guided journey through the Bible's one story beginning to end in 40 short daily episodes, 5 days a week for 8 weeks, which builds in time to catch up on the weekend. Here's what an episode feels like. I'll set the scene so you get a mental model of the overall story and where this scene is in that story. Then I'll give you a short summary of the passage that we're about to read and why it matters. And then I'll read that day's scripture out loud to you and finish with a simple takeaway that you can think about for the day or put into practice. But here's reality. Some days are going to feel electric and some days are going to feel ordinary, but both count. What's most important is to stick with it. When it comes to reading the Bible, consistency beats intensity every time. Now, let me give you a high-level preview of the map or the picture on the box, because once you have this, every Bible passage has a place to land. Think of it as a 2-act play, and each act has several scenes. We'll use this framework throughout the 40-day journey. Act 1 is the Old Testament, and Act 2 is the New Testament. The first scene of the first act is creation, and the last scene of the second act is new creation. Now, here's your part in all of this. Show up for the episode. Listen for the scene in the summary. Let the scripture be the main thing. Remember, I'm going to read it out loud to you. Then take the one takeaway and practice it for the day or think about it. That's it. Now, your best chance of success is to combine this with something you already do. Listen to it while you're getting ready in the morning or driving to work. Listen while you're working out or cleaning the dishes. If you do this, you'll actually finish. By the end of this journey, you won't just know more Bible facts. You will know many more facts, but you'll have a storyline. You'll know where you are in the story and why it matters. And the win is no more confusion, just clarity when you read the Bible on your own, listen to it read in a worship service, hear it in a sermon, or study the Bible? All right, if you're ready, go to day one.